Coffee, everyone. We are in the kitchen with Miss Allison Davis, chef extraordinaire.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And we've actually done another lamb recipe earlier.
Yep.
Now, tell us about this recipe. This looks really interesting.
Okay,
too.
so I have some lamb loin chops, which is a
Okay.
little different than the ground lamb, and we are going to make my favorite rub. I do it on beef tenderloin, chicken, you name it. This is a go-to like mustard rub.
Oh, good.
That's going to give this a nice herb mustard crust on our lamb chops.
Yum.
Okay,
Sounds good.
So that's kind of where we're headed.
All right.
So I've got a few ingredients I'm going to prep up, and we're going to use a food processor to just blend all of that together, and then add our mustard and a little oil to thin it out, and then it becomes this nice rub.
Nice.
I am going to, however, get our pan nice and hot. We're going to add just a touch of oil, olive oil or coconut oil, just to kind of coat the pan. I'm going to season up our lamb chops with just a little salt and pepper on both sides. And so the first thing we're going to do is kind of mark them. If you have a grill handy, you can certainly mark these on the grill.
Okay.
But we're going to just get a little sear and marking on them to start.
Okay.
And then the rub comes into play after, and then we
Okay.
finish them in the oven.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
So we're letting that heat up. In this rub, we're going to have some onion, some fresh herbs, and some garlic. So I've got some garlic cloves. And most people know this because they've seen it on the Food Network, but just to show you how to get the skin off of your garlic clove. You just kind of smash it down, and it pops right out. The skins pop right out of there.
Very good.
Just like that. So we're going to take our garlic cloves, and the nice thing is, because our food processor is going to do all of our work, that a lot of this does not have to be chopped. All right, so let's take that garlic and pop it into the food processor, just whole cloves.
All right. I'll wait till you're done smashing on that knife there.
All right, so we have about 4 or 5 garlic cloves going in there.
All right.
I've got some mint leaves. So I'm just taking the mint off the stem. Mint, of course, is such a great pairing with your lamb.
Okay.
You always hear about having lamb with that mint chutney, and it really is such a good flavor pairing. Careful there.
I caught it.
So I'm going to take the thyme. The main thing is you just want to get the thyme leaves and your rosemary and everything off the stalk.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of stripping these. This is really tiny.
Yeah, the stock would be bad. That's
Yeah, it's not going to work. It's not going to blend up in the food processor.
Exactly.
You know, so you want to just remove as much as you can of that center stalk. All right, so we've got some thyme leaves there. All right, and then we have our rosemary. Okay, so I'm going to just strip the rosemary leaves. Now, rosemary is a little bit more coarse, so I will chop a bit of the rosemary up.
okay.
The other one's not really needed.
Okay.
All right, so you see how we're kind of getting to a smoke point here?
Yep.
Just going to lay our lamb chops right in there. Careful, careful. All right, and just let those sear for a second.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to chop up our rosemary. Just kind of a rough chop just to get it broken down just a little bit.
Okay.
And then we can add all of that into our food processor as well. We've got some onions going in.
All right.
You good there?
Yep. There's that.
Got some parsley, some already chopped, some just little tops of the parsley. So you can see how all those herbs are going to play together, right?
Yep.
All right. So then the final thing that really works this rub in is some mustard, some Dijon mustard.
Couple heaping tablespoons of
Heaping
it.
tablespoons, you got it. And then again, everything has to have flavor, so I salt and pepper the rub as well, even though I've already salt and peppered the lamb chops.
Okay.
Okay? So, why don't you go ahead and put the top on there?
All right. Gotcha. Want me to go ahead and pulse it up?
Yes.
Looks good.
Okay? And then the final thing is that olive oil.
All right. Good. How's that?
Perfect. So now we have our rub. I'm taking our lamb. We're going into the oven, and that is it. The rub is just going to give it a nice little flavorful crust.
Looks great. Fantastic. All right. Well, for this recipe and many other recipes, head over to our website at wtdq.com/Midday Kentucky. You need to click on that recipes tab, or you can head over to Allison's website at wildtimecooking.com. Or you're on Instagram too.
Yeah, at Chef Allison Davis.
All right. Well, we will be right back right after this short break.